Hey, Aurora Fradas. This is Mademoiselle Mosley again. I hope everybody is doing fine tonight. Look, I'm going to share something with you all, and I hope this helps you before I get started with the message. I always told my children to love who loves them. I've never said if someone is older than you or younger than you, don't be with that person because they don't make this amount of money or this is what they do. If the love is true, God will provide for you, no doubt. You're going to be so happy. And some people, a lot of people have this um, thing on you don't fit their family or whatever. Well, maybe you don't, and maybe it's a good thing you don't fit their family. Because if you're just worried about the income someone makes, or what someone looks like and what you can show somebody. You could show a dog in a dog show and it can get a prize, but it don't mean it's the most beautiful dog, the most loyal dog. Excuse me, loyal dog in the show. It might be beautiful. Now you want somebody you're attracted to, but quit letting your family dictate to you who you're supposed to be with. If they treating you good and loving you and doing right by you, you can build an empire. And maybe that's what they're afraid of. That's why they're trying to keep you away from that person because they see more than what they look like or more than what they work. Oh, you don't want to be with him, girl. He's been working at McDonald's for 20 years and he's consistent. He may actually enjoy his job. Ooh, don't talk to her. But she worked at the 7-Eleven at the gas station. But she loves and supports the man to get him to his destiny. His destiny is not her destiny, but she supports his destination. So anyway, let me get to it. You let your family mess you up, you be unhappy just like them. Anyway, a marrying for something that's what you call it? Materialistic and be so unhappy. There's a lot of people in mansions that are very miserable, and there's a lot of people in huts that are very happy. And it could be vice versa, whatever, but I'm just saying, just because you have a lot of materialistic things does not mean that you're gonna be happy. You just didn't be in a beautiful house. Okay? Anyway, let me get to the message. Excuse me, y'all. We have to be careful with the bloodlines we align with. Yes, baby. I remember my grandma used to ask me, who they mama them? I said, who they mama them? Oh, who is their mother? I love people back in the country. Who they mama them? And I never understood why they asked that question, but now I know. Because there's some things in some bloodlines that you shouldn't mix with. You shouldn't come in contact with. Or if you come in contact or you decide to mix with, you need to be aware of what you're mixing with. You need to know the history of that family. And sometimes, our family be done did stuff way before we did it. Now we being penalized for what they did. But anyway, let's get on. Because, see, we could be attracted on the outside, but it can mess with our destination on the inside. See, you see him, he finer than wine. Ooh, you would like to spend some time. You know what I'm talking about? But your destination does not match with his lack of dedication to getting you to that location. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on. Or her, whoever it is. Anyway, so anyway, I just said what I said. So you need to. It's like this. They get you sidetracked. From your exact mission. The great I am has commissioned you to do something. He has commissioned you to do something that only you can do. That's why people ask you, you know, how'd you know that? How did you know to do that? How did you get there? You probably can't even explain how you got there. Because when God do something for you, he will open some doors and some windows. If they close the door, he'll open a window. If you close the window, then he'll take the roof off. He has a way of getting you where you're supposed to be. You can't block the blocker. Understand? So let's get to it. So people ask you how you get there and everything. You be like, I don't know. I can't explain it. It's these doors open. These things start to happen. And here I am. And then you got to think about when I was talking about people's family, because in some genetic pools, good sense don't swim. Yes, Lord. You get in some of them genetic pools, baby, be all kind of pollution and no solutions in it. Ooh, the solution. When you put the chlorine in the pool to keep down the bacteria and the algae and all that type of stuff. You get in some of these bloodlines in these genetic pools. Baby, please. The water ain't clear enough for you to swim in. You probably can walk on the water. So much stuff in there. That's why you have to be careful with the genetic pool that you attach yourself to. Then you have them children that's doing all kind of stuff that you did or didn't know about. And it's hard when you don't know about them. You're like, where the heck come from? And you be trying to break that off that child. But then the thing about it is, it's in the blood. So what's going to have to happen to get rid of that is you're going to have to do a blood transfusion, a spiritual blood transfusion. And that's one of the hardest things to do, because you have to first know how to infuse what it is that you can use. You got to know the exact solution to the pollution. You got to know the exact amount, when to do it, when not to do it, when to stop, when to deny. Whew, child, that's a lot. But anyway, so that's why you have to be very careful of the families that you get involved. Because you be thinking you be getting rid of that man or that woman. Look here. Much as you love your children, your daughter be growing up acting like her mama, even though you ain't with her mama no more, and she acting a damn fool just as crazy, causing problems in your new relationship. You got to know what to do with that thing. You can't appease bloodborne disease. You can't appease that. That's in the blood. That's a bloodborne disease. You have to deal with it, fight with it. You don't roll over and play dead with it. You got to be strong with it. And just like some of these boys grew up and be acting like they daddy. Now, this is the thing about both situations. If you see your parents' downfall, why you gonna fall down to their downfall? Ooh, that don't make no sense. But like I said, whatever. You know what I thought about too? I remember that one song that Donnie McClurkin did. And I just want to have people to be encouraged before I shut this video down. It was like, and I want to say we as saints, people who are who are living their lives going in a more positive direction, to understand that song that Donnie McClurkin did was so amazing. It goes like this. We fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. For a saint is just a sinner who fell down and got up. We fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. For a saint is just a sinner who fell down and got up. And when I say that, we gonna fall down, but we gotta get up. Some of us been dealt some family born issues. And we keep on trying to fight those family born issues, and we find ourselves falling down. But it says a saint is just a sinner who fell down and got back up again. You got to just keep on getting up, honey. With them children, you got to keep getting back up. Go on and set them straight and go on about your business. Excuse me. Like I said, too, so, you know, like I said, them genetic pools, like I said earlier, some of them don't have good sense. They just don't have good sense in them. So you have to really find out who you're dealing with. They just sit on the sidelines. And with them, you will have no peace of mind. When you think about some of them family, excuse me, y'all. You know, it's some of the family bloodlines is so bad that you might find yourself doing time. Because I'm gonna tell you like this here. That's why I don't deal with people on that level. You arguing with someone, it's not gonna make them change their mind. I think it's idiotic to argue with an idiot. It's idiotic for you to keep saying the same old thing and think because you're saying it's gonna change. Some people ain't thinking about change because they don't need to change because they like doing the same thing. They like making you, get upset and making you lose track of what you're supposed to be doing. It's kind of like when you got a bloodhound on you and you walk through the water and they lose your scent. They want you to lose your scent of your direction by having you go through all these watery graves and all these watery days while you sitting up there crying and trying to make it work on somebody that don't want it to work. They don't want it to. Look, check this out. And I'm going to speak on this just a little tad bit. I ain't trying to, make somebody guilty and make me seem innocent. But when I went through my divorce, I didn't fight. I did not fight. Because, baby, let me tell you something like this here. If you don't want me, I don't want you. If you're going to lie on me, that just makes you a liar. If you want out, I'm going to open the door. I ain't going to cuss you out. I ain't going to fight you. I'm going to let it go. Like the little girl on that Disney movie. Let it go. Let it. Because let me tell you something like this here. What I had before, I can get it again. And I ain't even worried about that stuff because it don't mean nothing in the end. Because ain't nobody going to take nothing here with them. God ain't going to judge you on the house that Jack built. God ain't going to judge you on the car you was driving. He ain't going to even judge you on your bank account, baby. He don't care about none of this because all belong to him. Sometimes he'll let you have it just to see what you going to do with it. None of this stuff matters to him. He gave it to us to enjoy while we're here. Because when you leave up out of here, you're not taking none of that with you. So why do we define one to another about the assets that we have instead of the love that we have for one another that can last throughout all eternity? I started to sing Rick James, Fine Desire, but I ain't gonna sing that right now. But anyway, I hope that helped y'all. We need to be mindful of who we get together with. Because I'm going to tell you this one more thing. Then I'm going to go. It don't matter how much love, that you give to a bloodborne disease. And when I say a bloodborne disease, I'm talking about all the spiritual things that's in that bloodline. And there's some good bloodlines too now, don't get it twisted. But you have to understand that that thing is spiritual. That mean that child, let me tell you this, a child, I know people who were adopted that was never ever around their parents. Never. And their parents had a certain disease, and I'm talking about drugs, alcohol, and all that. For, do you know that they got on it too? They dealt with it too. This thing bigger than me and you. This thing in the blood, and that's why you have to fight it. You have to get down in the mud with this thing and make sure that you see it for what it is so you can deal with it. Stop hiding it, trying to play like it don't exist, trying to play like everything is all right, and it's not. Hey, let me tell you something. The roots grow what? In the dark. And the fruits show what? In the light. All right. Get it before it gets you. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm out.